Investing is one of the best ways to make your money grow, but you gotta know what you're doing. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the mistakes that most people make when beginning to invest. Coming up. Hey, this is Carlos with Influential Finance, and on this channel I make weekly videos to help you improve your personal finances. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. While you should invest as early as you can in life, there are certain mistakes that you should avoid so that you can reach your financial goals. Just so you know, I'm guilty of making every single mistake that I'm about to go over. I started investing when I was 18, and let's just say that 18-year-old Carlos did not make the best investing decisions. So let's jump into it. Mistake number one is not understanding what you invest in. Investing in what you don't understand is the biggest mistake you can make. If you're new to investing, work with someone or use a robo-advisor that will help you understand your investment options so you can choose wisely. Investing just because your best friend or your neighbor is investing in something is not a good strategy. You don't know their plan, goals, or risk tolerance. It may or may not be similar to yours, and if it's not, you may invest in assets that won't help you reach your financial goals and may even hurt your goals. A big part of investing isn't necessarily the individual stocks that you choose, but your overall allocation. If you're investing for the long term, you have a higher risk tolerance and can invest more aggressively. On the other hand, if you have a shorter timeline, you may need a higher mix of conservative investments and less aggressive options to match your risk tolerance. Mistake number two is letting your emotions drive your decisions. How many times have you heard of people bailing out of the stock market when it crashes? What if that was the worst thing you could do? Most of the time, not always, you should stick it out. Oftentimes, when the market crashes is the best time to get in. You can literally buy investments at rock bottom prices and then ride the wave as they go back to their normal value. If you jump out when the market is at an all-time low, you won't be there to earn the rewards when things go back to normal. On average, the market does a full circle within 7 years or so. The key is sticking it out long term, which means avoiding making emotional decisions. Mistake number three is trying to beat the market. Less than 1 in 6 expert investors beat the market. These are expert professionals with years of training and who watch the market non-stop. New investors and even those with a decent amount of experience don't stand a chance of beating the market. In fact, you only hurt yourself when that's your goal. Instead, try mimicking the market returns. The S&P 500, for example, has an average annual return of 9 to 10%. When you try to beat the market, you make unreasonable decisions that affect your portfolio negatively most of the time. Instead, look for average returns and adjust your goals accordingly. Mistake number four is forgetting to diversify. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." This is especially true when investing. If you put all of your money into one investment, what happens when that investment fails? You will literally lose all of your money. Now, what if you had some of your money in that investment and money in other investments too? If that one investment does poorly, it won't affect you as much. Yes, you will lose some money, but the money you invested in other assets will offset it. There's more to it though. When you diversify, make sure you choose a variety of asset types. For example, don't invest everything in stocks or everything in bonds. Instead, diversify with different asset types and within each asset category. In other words, your portfolio should have a good mix of stocks and bonds, but within each asset category, you should invest in different industries. For example, don't invest all of your stock money in technology or healthcare stocks. Instead, invest in a variety of stocks so if one industry tanks, the others may offset the losses. Divvy up your investments as much as possible to ensure that you get the most out of your investments. Mistake number five is not planning your investment strategy. Finally, no one can invest without a strategy. Your strategy should include some or all of the following. 1. How much will you invest to start? 2. How much will you contribute each month? 3. Where will you invest? Will you use a human advisor, robo-advisor, or do it yourself? 4. What are your goals? You need to set short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. 5. What is your timeline? Are you looking at a 6 months, 1 year, 10-year, or much longer timeline? 6. What is your risk tolerance? In other words, how much can you stand to lose and still be okay. 7. How will you reallocate your portfolio when it gets off course? And finally, 8. What is your tax strategy? Make sure you pause this video and take a screenshot so you have these questions before making your next investment. Answering these questions and any others that pertain to your investment strategy are important before you invest for the first time, and to revisit periodically when you are investing. As you start your venture into investing, make sure you avoid the mistakes that I have just discussed. Not only will they cause you to lose money, they will also make it hard to jump back into investment opportunities. With the right steps and potential help from robo-advisors or human advisors, you can make the most out of your opportunities to make your money work for you. Whether you're saving to buy a house, go back to college, buy a car, or saving for retirement, there are investments and portfolios ready to help you achieve your goals. Question of the day: what investing mistakes have you made? Let me know in the comments below. That pretty much wraps it up for this video, but if you'd like to continue watching videos on my channel, I leave more videos linked for you right over there. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you click on my face right here to subscribe for more weekly videos. That's been it. I'll see you in the next one.